Yo, what's up guys? Phenom here. Just giving a quick video update of the progress for our Dreamcast game that we've been working on. That is myself and Wilson, the 3D artist. For some of you who have been following my channel, thank you first of all. And you might remember that when I started working on this, I was using a Quake 3 map format to handle basically the major problems that need to be solved for a 3D game engine. Collision detection, rendering, lighting, all that stuff. But turns out working with that format in current model editors is not so easy to do, and it's so limited it's better off just coming up with the format you can. And that's exactly what we've done. So we've ditched Quake 3 and created our own rendering, lighting, collision detection engine that uses some pretty cool collision models with quad tree partitioning and triangle ray tracing, a whole bunch of stuff that could be explained in another video, but for now just understand that, well, we're doing some pretty cool shit here. So I'm going to start off with the build from last night and point out some of the problems with it that have since been solved. So huge obvious problem is this back wall is, well, it just looks crazy. We've got all kinds of distortion, and this is a problem known as depth lighting or Z fighting, where you've got perhaps multiple polygons in a similar location or the same location that are I guess being struggled by the GPU graphics processor to determine which polygon is closest to the camera to render, so it's sort of blending two polygons together. After a conversation with Wilson, again the artist on our project last night, we realized all we need to do is enable backface culling, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're using the Dreamcast PVR graphics processing unit to do the actual backface culling for us. All I need to do is tell it to cull the polygons, which direction they're facing, and which order to cull them in, and it should do the trick. Let's take a look. Smooth. Again, looking at the same wall, all we've done is enabled backface culling on the polygons that are counterclockwise, I guess, from this perspective, and the Dreamcast's PVR GPU can do the rest for us. We don't see that distortion, and everything looks clean. So that brings us to the next thing, is look at the weapon model. When we move, especially those animations, you can see some distortion in the model, and this is because, well, we're using the Quake MD2 model format, which uses a form of compression on the vertices known as vertex quantization. And, well, in these particular models, it's very poor. So Wilson wasn't happy with that, I wasn't happy with that. So I've decided to basically implement a custom format of the MD2 model, which we're calling high quality MD2s, that gives us precision needed to render these models without any kind of distortion. And let's take a look at that. So again, the exact same model, but now we're using the high quality MD2 format that we have created. So take a look at the weapon, especially the crosshairs. There's no distortion, and, well, that shit looks tight. We do third person in this engine. That's not a problem for us. If you want that, we can do it. This is what that looks like. You can kind of move around, check it out. The weapon model, we're still working on the assets for the third person in this particular model. So that's why you don't see it right now, but don't worry about that, we'll get that all sorted out. Back to first person, take a look at our level of detail. So you can see on the top the number of triangles rendered for the enemy models. We've got these two guys here. You'll see when I turn around, we're not facing the model. We don't even render them. Save those, I guess, vertex time for other resources. So boom, this is further away. You notice the triangle count gets higher as you get closer to these models, and the quality increases. Now, this is still using the standard MD2 model, so you will see a ton of distortion. Let's look at the weapon. It almost seems to move, I guess, almost transform in a bizarre way, and that's again the quantization of the vertices in the MD2 format, which will be sorted out as soon as Wilson sends me the new models in that format. So some simple collision detection, working on gonna make a game out of this shit, so stay tuned, we'll be back.